Do you believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality?
I've seen the autopsy report.
I was on that phone that said that quote was actually Erika. Erika claims Andrew went rogue and also the surgeon went rogue and violated HIPAA. My source says that no, the surgeon did not violate HIPAA and he never said that.
There's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before.
Erika Kirk completely lost control after Candace Owens revealed new details tied to the alleged effort to shield the true person behind the Charlie Kirk shooting. The situation escalated even further when Candace responded by claiming that Erika appears deeply unwell, going as far as saying her behavior no longer seems normal or human.
That these people are not humans, that they're sentinels that maybe look like humans.
Candace now appears to believe that sitting down with Erika face to face led nowhere. The reason, she says, is that Erika has once again shifted the narrative by avoiding direct answers, rejecting accusations, and manipulating the situation. This is how the latest developments unfolded. Candace is claiming that Turning Point USA spokesperson Andrew Colvett coordinated with Erika to create a false explanation for where Erika was during a closed-door military meeting that took place a day before Charlie was killed. After a witness reported seeing Erika at a hotel close to the military base, Andrew later released an image Erika had sent him, saying it proved she was actually at home with her children. That image, however, is now under scrutiny, with questions being raised about whether it's even real. The controversy doesn't stop there. Andrew Colvett had also earlier stated that the doctor who operated on Charlie described it as a miracle that the bullet never exited his body. Candace now says that claim did not come from the surgeon at all, but directly from Erika. This raises serious questions about why Erika would fabricate such a detail and why, as Charlie's wife, she would resist full openness instead of demanding clarity. As more pieces come together, the situation is beginning to look less like simple confusion and more like something far more troubling.
But we serve a just God, and I rest easy in knowing that He's sovereign, but He's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
Candace Owens has turned her focus back on Erika Kirk, even though both women previously said their 4-hour sit-down led to progress. According to Candace, however, new claims now place Erika closer to the center of the suspected scheme linked to Charlie's killing. Not long ago, Erika urged Candace to stop what she described as conspiracy-driven commentary, arguing that it could affect jurors in the case against Tyler Robinson, the man accused of being Charlie's shooter. The problem is that Candace has never accepted the idea that Tyler was responsible, and many others have shared that doubt from the very beginning, questioning the FBI's official explanation. This is where Erika becomes part of the controversy. On a recent episode of her show, Candace said she does not believe the explanation Erika gave for her location on September 8th, 2 days before Charlie was murdered. The issue intensified after Mitch Snow, a former U.S. Army staff member, appeared on the podcast and described his own experience. He stated that in September 2025, only days before the assassination, he was at Fort Huachuca in Arizona. While there, he claimed to have seen people tied to Turning Point USA, including someone he was between 95 and 99% confident was Erika Kirk.
There's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby, and that man, he was present at that meeting. Those are really rare eyes. That's 95 to 99%. I can't imagine somebody.
The claims being made are extremely serious, yet Erika has not responded to them herself. Rather than speaking directly, she appears to have allowed others within the organization to step in on her behalf. Not long after the episode featuring Mitch Snow was released, Turning Point USA representative Andrew Colvett reached out privately to a YouTube creator. In that message, he sent a photo showing 2 children on a phone screen with their faces partially covered by a finger. The image was presented as proof that Erika was spending time with her children during the confidential meeting at Fort Huachuca. Candace rejected that explanation and quickly pushed back on X, pointing out that the image Andrew shared didn't even line up with the correct day in question, meaning it failed to support Erika's timeline. Candace then wrote, Andrew Colvett is live texting with a YouTuber offering proof that Erika wasn't at some fort. He shares Erika's metadata, claiming she had dinner with Charlie Kirk and therefore could not have been at Fort Huachuca. Only problem, it's her metadata and schedule for September 9th. Andrew is being intentionally obtuse. He clearly understands the allegation made is that she was seen on September 8th. Why the intentional disinformation? Candace also questioned why Andrew didn't simply text the photo instead of reaching out to a random YouTuber. And then Candace asked what we're all thinking. Why is everyone being so intentionally evasive about Fort Huachuca?
This guy just starts live reading the messages that are coming in from Andrew Colvett, where he proceeds to give an alibi that no one asked for. He's like, this is what Erika was doing on September 9th. Okay, the guy said he saw her on the 8th. It's kind of like the Brian Harpole, where they're just like giving us alibis for times that we're not talking about. Again, I wasn't even necessarily pressuring them for an alibi, but he then proceeds to walk him through what Erika was doing on September 9th, and he's pretending like she doesn't even know what Fort Huachuca was, even though her mother has a contract with the Department of Defense and would have obviously had to have been familiar with Fort Huachuca, which is in her backyard, and in Turning Point USA's backyard as well. Notice that's Erika's hand. So that means Erika, the CEO of Turning Point USA, is directing the spokesperson of Turning Point USA, Andrew Colvett, to send her alibi.
That image showing two children, which was meant to support Erika's claimed whereabouts, has also raised new doubts. People immediately began asking whose kids were even in that picture. Charlie's child is only a year old, yet the boy shown appears noticeably older, which doesn't line up. Because of that, many are now arguing the situation resembles an official narrative falling apart, especially since the entire dispute depends on getting the timeline right. When the date itself is incorrect, it stops looking like a simple mistake and starts to feel intentional. Critics believe this points to a calculated effort by PUSA representatives to redirect attention and suppress anything tied to Fort Huachuca. If Candace were truly spreading nonsense or had lost credibility, the response would likely be silence or dismissal. Instead, what's happening looks very different. Rushed explanations, questionable proof, conflicting timelines, and visible efforts to steer the discussion away. As a result, a growing number of observers believe Erika is the one orchestrating concealment. One user on X wrote, Erika Kirk directed Andrew Colvett to release her alibi through a YouTuber. Innocent people don't behave this way. It's not what honest people do, but Erika Kirk is not honest. She's not a grieving widow. She's a confirmed liar, and she's at the center of this cover-up. And another user said, lying is unproductive unless one has some nasty skeletons in his or her closet. The narrative is crumbling. Miss Jezebel is not a true Christian, but an operative. The situation surrounding Fort Huachuca is not the only issue Erika is being accused of trying to hide. Candace has now pointed to what she describes as another effort to divert attention, this time connected to a narrative that never fully made sense. Earlier on, Andrew Colvett stated that a doctor who attempted to save Charlie told him it was a miracle the bullet never passed through his body, even comparing Charlie to Superman. From the beginning, that account raised eyebrows. Candace now claims she investigated the source of the story and discovered it did not start with Andrew or any medical professional. According to her, the origin of that claim traces back directly to Erika.
He was the one who issued that tweet and quoted the surgeon. I then told you that the surgeon never said that. That was not a quote from the surgeon. What I didn't tell you was that according to my source, which I trust very much, the person that was on that phone that said that quote was actually Erika. Erika claims
what people are pointing to now is a pattern where Erika avoids answering anything tied to Fort Huachuca, produces questionable explanations about her whereabouts, and even circulates a narrative suggesting Charlie's body somehow prevented a bullet from passing through. At the same time, the official autopsy documentation has still not been made public, leading some to openly question whether such a report exists at all. And this is only part concern. Since Charlie's passing, many online have described Erika's conduct as unsettling, with some even labeling her reactions as unusually cheerful for someone in her position. But the criticism goes deeper than appearances. Observers say there's an unsettling undertone, especially when considering why Erika would permit TPUSA to recreate the tent where Charlie was killed at AmFest events and allow attendees to pay for photos inside it. To critics, it feels comparable to a historical tragedy being turned into a paid photo opportunity shortly after it occurred. Because of all this, Candace is now arguing that Erika and the TPUSA leadership who stepped in after Charlie's death no longer come across as emotionally authentic, instead appearing detached and artificial in a way that many find disturbing.